That was quick.
Hey, there we go. We're live. We now have sound, which is amazing. Should we go? Should we start?
Let's.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Welcome to Australian Transformers Weekly. We are, of course, your first stop and your last best hope for recycled podcast intros and Transformers news in Australia. This is episode 140. We are recording live on February the 2nd, 2018. This week, we're going to look at the sudden battle that has broken out amongst the third-party manufacturers making hot rod figures. There might be some new deluxes and voyagers coming along in a new line under the Generations banner. And will Brad be able to convince Max and I to buy a statue?
Spoiler alert, no, he won't.
Yes, it's not going to happen. But all that, including that spoiler and much more.
Coming up.
Okay.
Is that a cue for me to do? For one of us to do something?
No, it's just leaving some space so that Brad can insert the intro. All right. Hello and welcome. I'm Jason. Joining me this week, we have Max coming to us from Adelaide. How are you doing, Max?
I'm doing not half bad, thank you, Jason. How are you?
Not half bad, or fully good? Look, just don't do things by halves, right?
Yeah, I'll try and commit in the future. Sorry about that.
How are things over in Adelaide? Have you had the cold snap that we've had in Sydney this week?
It's sort of just starting to come through. It's not been too cold so far, but it has been a lot nicer than the past week of straight 40-degree days. So
yeah, no, look, it's actually been downright chilly. I've seen people walking around the streets. I bloody well saw someone in the middle of a Sydney summer the other day. They got off the train. They were wearing a jacket and a scarf. I'm like, really?
Wow.
It's not actually that cold. Like, it was chilly, but not cold. Anyway.
Wow.
That the other voice you hear is, of course, Brad Mull. How are you doing, Brad? Coming to us from his undisclosed Transformers-proof bunker somewhere in country Victoria.
Yeah, Transformers-proof. No new acquisition. Spoiler. Yeah,
that's because the mailman can't find him.
That cold snap. I'm going to unload some technical jargon here. 6 weeks ago, the heater core in a truck let go and pumped coolant everywhere, so I turned the heater taps off. We thought, no, we're not going to fix it because it's summer. We're not going to need a heater. This last week, I've had a jumper on. I've nearly gone back to wearing pants in the truck. Because,
I got to say, I am in favor of you wearing pants as opposed to not wearing pants.
As opposed to wearing shorts. But, yeah, it's been a chilly week. Going camping tomorrow night, so I'll be throwing in the extra rug. But, yeah.
Well, you never know. We might... What is going on?
I will not, damn it.
May have just knocked over a $60 figure, putting my drink bottle down.
Okay.
Yes, I welcome the cooler weather and look forward to...
You welcomed the cooler weather, and don't you look like a fool now?
Yeah, I don't care. I'll be cold. It's cooler.
Yeah, true. I'm actually really tired tonight, and I don't know why. One of my neighbors thinks it's the moon. I don't really know why it's the moon, but whatever. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to blame the moon.
I don't think your neighbor's that bright, in all honesty, Jason.
The moon rules. So, yeah. We are sitting comfortably. Shall we begin? Let's
get straight into it.
Let's talk about some bot shots.
Let's do that.
Bot Shots is, of course, the weekly competition in the TCCA Facebook group. You can find the link in the show notes. Come along and participate. We encourage you to get your bots out from their display cabinets, out from behind closed doors or sealed glass cabinets. Put them out in the real world and take a photo, just like this week's winner, New South Wales representative Michael Vella, taking out the competition at the last hour. I think it was, Brad. He's managed to pip his main competitor, who had a very early lead and held it this week. So Michael's photo, he's got 2 swoops in tree. I've decided I'm going to start naming them. Yes, two swoops in tree. But yeah, no, looks lovely. Is that a G1 swoop, or is that a Fans Toys or something else?
No, it's not Fans Toys.
Or is that a Diaclone?
Is it I think it might be G1 and a Diaclone. I've got no idea.
From memory, none of the third-party ones come out with that clear top part of the head.
So it's not a third party then. It must be a Diaclone swoop.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
that does match Michael's collecting habits, I must say.
Yeah, and that's the other one's the Power of the Primes.
Power of the Primes.
Yeah.
Lovely job. Just some local wildlife hanging out, waiting to pounce on passing dinosaurs.
Yes, local magpies ready to come in and have a snip.
If those are the magpies at Michael's place, you got to watch out.
Yeah, especially when the flames start coming out of the bleak.
Yes. Now, look, as we said, this managed to pip the main leader for the week at the post. So an honourable mention does go to Mark Fender, who posted this one very early on Wednesday morning and said, leg day? There was a leg day?
Obviously, the Gravity Builder Constructicon arms on the Generation Skylinks.
Yeah.
I had no idea those could actually lock in together. So
I'm still not sure they can.
Yeah, I'm thinking
maybe it's just good at balancing.
We know Gravity Builder can pretty much stand of its own accord.
But even bringing there's a mental blank.
Scamper,
that's the one. I don't know why I kept on thinking Six Shot. Scamper, bringing in Scamper from the Metroplex as well, just to fill out the display.
Just to add a bit of G1 authenticity, right?
Yeah, because that works.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. So congratulations, Michael. You're in the draw for February, and too bad, Mark, but excellent effort. We all very much enjoyed it. I went early with my entry as well, and then I scrolled down the feed and I saw Mark's a few minutes later. I liked it because I'm just like, I'm at his proper. Yeah.
Which we were discussing how quick you got in on the post.
We were. I had it ready to go from the night before from Instagram. Let's go to some news, shall we? I think that's about it. If you do want to enter bot shots, do be in the Facebook discussion group on Wednesday mornings when the post goes up. Post your artwork, and he who gets the most likes wins.
Exactly.
Speaking of the most likes, here's an image that has incited much hate around the internet. So this has been happening quite a bit lately. The Weibo user TF Factory has rather enjoyed teasing us with slow reveals of toys, and this is no different. We have what appears to be possibly a new Voyager, although it's possible it could be a packaged up deluxe of some kind. There's been a new design of Transformers making its way out in the artwork. Sorry, new design artwork for Transformers. They've been called by the community as evergreen designs, and this is what we call the evergreen Bumblebee. It's sort of meant to represent this sort of classic Generation 1 look, and it's thought that this is going to be the next one of the next lines that's going to come out during the year, and possibly be hooked into Cyberverse in some way as well. I don't know.
It's unclear where exactly things are going.
It really is unclear. So what we have seen up until now is that the evergreen designs have been launched under the Transformers Authentics line, which are these tiny little figures that like a few dollars at retail, and they're not very good. And this is the first hint that we've had that those designs might make it into other toys elsewhere in the range as well. So it's thought that this is going to be a Voyager-sized Bumblebee. That'll be the biggest Bumblebee we've had in quite a while, actually. Why not? Oh, if you don't count
apart from Leader/Masterpiece.
Yes, that's right. The movie figures. So that looks like this one looks like it's probably going to be a Voyager scale. And then we've also got what looks like it's a deluxe figure as well. The interesting thing about these is that they don't actually look like the box, like an actual photo of a box. These look like 3D renders. So it's interesting that TF Factory has decided to scrub out the insides of the box. So
I'd imagine what he's just doing the same thing that a few Weibo users do, where they just tease it over time to try and get people coming back to their account. You know, we've seen this with various movie leaks, stuff from Titan's Return, I believe, as well.
I've seen recently in other franchises box releases or leaks that are the actual box, but the inside of the box has been photoshopped to just be a Photoshop. That didn't make sense. The inside's been a render. The inside's been a render of what the figure looks like, but not actually what the packaging inside the box looks like.
We saw that last week with the one of the Bumblebee, the Bumblebee remote control car.
Yeah.
It was obviously fake. So maybe we're looking at something similar from here. There is a toy show. So the Nuremberg Toy Show is coming up, I think, this week. And the Nuremberg Toy Show this year has been quite strict in making sure that people are aware of their photography policy, which is to say that they're not having any of it. The people who are attending the Nuremberg Toy Show are expecting absolute secrecy, and only press and media will be allowed to take photographs.
So we can expect to see plenty of leaked images of whatever the next time
we actually, you know, I would hope that we would, but in years gone by, it's taken a long time to get anything out of Nuremberg. And I think the last thing that we actually got that was much of a leak from Nuremberg was actually the Titans class Devastator a couple of years ago. Yeah, and that had a dude standing in front of it for most of the week as well.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, like Nuremberg, I suppose, is a lot more. I guess a lot tighter with their security in terms of stuff getting out.
That was an odd chair move, but yes, we'll take it. What is that?
I'm using my phone as a torch, so I'm just going to turn that notification thing off so it doesn't show. So it doesn't show the desk.
So what I think we can expect to see is these will be revealed to retailers probably at the Nuremberg Toy Show, and we'll probably get to see them. I think the New York Toy Show is coming up.
New York's in 3 weeks.
Yeah. So maybe in a few weeks' time we'll see some new Transformers figures coming out. Brad's gone. So
Brad.
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, I mean, New York is always. I suppose we don't get many official reveals around these last couple of months, pretty much ever, just because they hold off everything for Toy Fair. Which is strange because you don't generally get that with other lines so much. Like I know of Hasbro's Marvel stuff, they're still just revealing things on the fly every couple of days.
So
with Transformers, it seems to be the only instance of actual secrecy.
I guess it must be. I actually thought that most of Hasbro's brands had some secret products that were revealed to people at Nuremberg and then went public a few weeks later at New York. But maybe it just depends on the position that the brand is in any particular year. So Transformers obviously is in a bit of a transition for the line that was RID. So
I guess Hasbro stuff in general does seem to leak a bit more, so we don't necessarily get that replicated with other lines from different companies in general.
Yes. Now, having looked in the TF Weekly chat, Brad does appear to be suffering from a power outage, so it's not entirely clear he will be rejoining us. But let's carry on, shall we? So we are looking at a new range of Voyagers and Deluxes. So that'll be interesting seeing it run. Maybe it won't run at the same time as Power of the Primes. This might take over from Power of the Primes later this year. We'll see. Yeah,
it's up in the air, really, because I feel like this time last year we'd at least had leaks of Power of the Prime stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
It may turn out that what we've seen from that massive leaked Upper Power of Primes a few months ago is all that's going to actually come out, and then this is going to replace it afterwards.
Yeah,
as more of a, because I'd imagine they could switch it around to this, so it's more of a catch-all for both it's mainline generation stuff and also toy line for Cyberverse.
How many waves are we expecting in Power of the Primes?
I think there's one more deluxe wave that's confirmed becoming that we know of so far. Which brings Moonracer, 2 more Dinobots, and Blackwing.
Isn't that just wave 2?
Yeah, so
But I mean, there's going to be more than 2 waves to Power of the Primes. Like Titans Returning, but with like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, I'm just not sure I don't think we've seen the rest of the deluxe waves though. Whereas we have seen leaks of the future stuff for Voyager, Legends, and Leader.
Some of them, yeah.
So I think there's probably at least 2 more waves in the pipeline.
Well, there's Terracons to come as well, right?
Oh yeah, of course. And we've got the Predaking box set coming too.
Yeah. So yeah, like I mean, we can expect Predaking around middle of the year. Sort of that's the usual time that we get the Titan figures. So that'll be this year. That'll be this year's version of Devastator. But yeah, so like it's going to go on for some time. It's still possible that they're just gearing this up, and it will come in like November, December when Power of the Primes finishes up.
Yeah, I feel like it may it may be the case that Hasbro is also just gonna rush all this stuff out and move straight into this Evergreen / Cyberverse line. Because if we look at their Marvel stuff over the past 2 days of February and January, they've put out 4 whole waves, including a bunch of stuff that just wasn't revealed yet. And with other primes, we've been seeing things like that Battle Trap, where aside that was never officially announced, and then it just showed up. So it does seem to be a high chance that Hasbro is just going to crank this stuff out and just move through the duration of a line as quickly as they can.
Maybe. I still kind of feel like this might end up being a bit of a replacement for RID, but RID also didn't have Voyagers, so who knows? We'll see. Should we move on?
Works for me.
Let's move on. This rather excited you during the week. It's rumored to be a test shot of